What would you do if you found a stranger living in your home? Attack?
She tried to attack me with a freaking knife.
Scream?
Mom! Mother!
Or call the police?
At this point, I just want to put my panties on.
Here's when police encounter strangers in places they don't belong. A routine eviction call in a quiet neighborhood spirals into a tense standoff as Shirley, an unpredictable tenant, barricades herself in a bedroom, defying police orders. With emotions running high and incoherent shouts echoing through the door, officers face a volatile situation where every word could tip the balance between de-escalation and arrest. On March 25, 2021, police officers responded to a call at a residence where a woman named Shirley refused to leave the property after being evicted. The property manager, Lori, met the officers and explained that Shirley had locked herself in bedroom 4 of a multi-room residence and was resisting the eviction. Lori described Shirley as unpredictable and potentially unstable, noting that she hadn't anticipated such resistance and lacked background information, such as whether Shirley had a caseworker or any prior records. The only details available were Shirley's name, which might have an unusual spelling, and the eviction notice, which had been posted on the door the previous Wednesday after a court ruling.
What's her name?
Shirley,
Do you have a social anything?
I don't have any of that. We never do for an eviction. Looks like it's an unusual spelling though, if that is even correct on this paperwork. She was screaming at me to stop following her, which clearly I'm not following her, but...
The officers asked for more details about Shirley, including her date of birth, height, weight, or any outstanding warrants, but Lori could provide little information. She estimated Shirley had lived at the property for at least 6 months and mentioned that Shirley had accused her of following her, though Lori denied this. The officers found no warrants under Shirley's name, complicated by the potential misspelling and lack of records. They confirmed that the eviction was a civil matter handled through municipal court with no sheriff involvement, which explained their presence.
Civil matters.
No. So for evictions, it's municipal court, and then if they won't come out for us, we call you guys. There's no sheriff involved because this is non-payment of rent. It's not foreclosure.
Approaching Shirley's room, the officers attempted to communicate with her through the closed door. Shirley responded erratically, mentioning someone named Charles and making incoherent references to money and her car, suggesting confusion or distress. Lori noted that Shirley often spoke to herself or imaginary people, sometimes lying on the floor at night. The officers informed Shirley that it was eviction day and she needed to leave, but she refused, growing increasingly agitated and insisting that everyone leave her alone. She accused the officers and Lori of mistreating her and trying to throw her out on the street, despite the officers explaining that the court had ordered her to vacate.
13 to 14. Yeah, so hold on a second. Let me see what unit's not going to that.
Okay.
Alright, I have another one on the way.
Okay. I think she actually wants to be arrested. So she's got someplace to go. She said something along those lines to one of the other tenants. So.
As the situation escalated, Shirley continued to resist, denying the eviction's validity and demanding money she believed was owed to her. The officers attempted to reason with her, acknowledging her feelings but urging her to comply. Shirley remained defiant, accusing the authorities of robbing her and referencing vague grievances about the people who had wronged her, including her mother. The officers gave her multiple opportunities to leave voluntarily, warning that continued refusal would lead to arrest. They explained that additional officers would enter her room if necessary, but Shirley still challenged their authority and refused to cooperate.
Alone.
Shirley. The landlord gets to take this room back.
You know what? I want y'all to leave me the alone.
Shirley, what's going on?
I want you to leave me the alone.
Okay. Did you
Don't worry about what the I'm doing, what the going on with me.
With no progress, the officers decided to take action, instructing Shirley to gather her belongings, such as her phone and charger, and leave. When she continued to resist, they warned that she would be taken to the county jail if she didn't comply immediately. Shirley reluctantly began to comply, but persisted with complaints and accusations as she was escorted out. She expressed frustration, claiming she had faced similar mistreatment her entire life, and reiterating her belief that she was being robbed.
No, call me a
Put your hands
cab.
behind your back. We're going to handle it this way, okay? Now, I'm going to ask you one time to help yourself stand up. Okay? We're done playing games. Just got your pants pulled up. We'll hand her out. I'm going to grab her phone so she has her phone. Let's go.
The officers maintained their composure, reminding Shirley that they had given her several chances to leave voluntarily, but her refusal forced their hand. Ultimately, Shirley was charged with criminal trespassing and obstruction for failing to vacate the property and resisting the officers' commands. The incident underscored the difficulties of managing evictions, particularly when dealing with individuals who may have mental health challenges, and highlighted the delicate balance between enforcing legal obligations and attempting to de-escalate volatile situations. A startling discovery at an empty house listed for sale sets the stage for a dramatic confrontation. Haley Thomas, claiming ownership with wild stories of DNA evidence and a custom-built home, breaks windows to stake her claim, forcing police to unravel a web of delusions and property records in a clash that teeters on the edge of chaos. On May 21st, 2024, police officers responded to a report of a woman staying at an empty house listed for sale, where she had left her belongings on the porch and claimed ownership. The woman, identified as Haley Thomas, asserted that the house was hers and that she had never sold it. The property manager, however, stated that the house did not belong to Thomas and demanded her arrest for trespassing. Thomas refused to leave, expressing distrust in the officers and accusing them of trying to remove her from her property. The officers explained that they were investigating the property's ownership, but Thomas maintained that she was the owner and had not sold the house.
American. Never sold this house to anyone.
All right, well, come on.
No, I'm not leaving my house with you.
Yes, you are.
You need to take her to jail.
She has nothing to
Y'all are fake police on everything.
Thomas claimed that her parents, Casper and Audrey, were the original owners, with her mother being European and her father American. She insisted that her DNA in a trash can outside proved her connection to the property. The officers clarified that DNA in a trash can did not establish ownership and that her claims did not match property records. Thomas grew agitated, accusing the officers of being fake and intending to harm her. She admitted to using a brick to break 2 windows to enter the house, believing it was her right as she could not find her key.
I smashed in the back of my house.
You smashed in the back of your house. No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. This is my
Yeah, you
house.
smashed in the back, but it's not yours.
Yes, this is my house. You can ask my mom. She's European. She never sold this house. My DNA is in that trash can that is thrown outside. Can you?
Thomas shared that she was born in Holland and used multiple aliases online, including Jana A.O., LMA, and Jesse Reyes on YouTube. She mentioned being in similar situations before and having already served punishment for a similar incident. She also stated that she had been living in difficult conditions, eating berries from the backyard, and needing water. Thomas claimed the house was custom built for her and referenced a Dr. Metro, a baby doctor who allegedly delivered her child, though she later clarified the delivery occurred in Yukon, not the house.
Weapons on your
No. I have my credit card over there. Go get my
I got your
stuff.
credit card. Hey, I got your card. So quit yelling. No one's yelling at you. We're trying to do our
We've
job,
been
and you're
real
making
nice
it very
with you.
This is
difficult.
my property, though.
No, it is not.
Yes, it is.
Okay, if it is, then we'll take you back over there. But we have a job to do to investigate whose property that is.
The officers informed Thomas that the house had been owned by a company for some time and that her parents no longer had any claim to it. Thomas expressed desperation, noting she had not spoken to her parents in years, with her mother in Europe and her father incarcerated for life. She pleaded to return to Europe to be with her mother, stating she was not a U.S. citizen. Thomas repeatedly asked not to be taken to jail, citing fear of mistreatment due to past injuries, including being shot and stabbed in the head.
Your birthday was what?
My house. All that money y'all made.
We didn't make any money, ma'am.
Yes, I did. I've been in this house in the same
No, you haven't.
situation before.
Okay.
Y'all are thieving from me. Every money that y'all get by letting people live in my house.
Thomas complained about the tightness of the handcuffs, which she felt caused her pain. The officers advised her to adjust her position to alleviate discomfort and assured her the cuffs would be removed soon. She continued to request a warning instead of arrest, but the officers explained that the property manager had pressed charges, leaving them no choice. Thomas expressed concern about missing a payday of $914 and mentioned her green card, which the officers assured her would be returned upon release. They confirmed she had no outstanding warrants, but maintained that breaking into the house was illegal.
What does it clear me?
You have no warrants.
Yes, I don't.
I know you don't. That's what I just said. You don't have any.
So why won't you let me off with a warning? That was my house.
Because you broke into it.
Oh my God, do you not know I used to stay there?
Well, it don't matter if you.
I thought my mom and dad still owned it.
No, they don't.
I thought they did.
No, you thought wrong, and you still can't break the window to get into it.
My mom and dad would want me to if I'm dying of heat exhaustion.
You're not.
You turn the heat on inside there.
Yeah, you turn the heat on. Yeah.
Yeah, because I had just took a cold shower. My hair is still wet.
Despite her pleas, Thomas was taken into custody. She continued to assert that the house was hers and begged for leniency, citing her European citizenship and fear of harm in jail. The officers reiterated that the property was not hers and that her actions had consequences. A family's desperate plea for justice at an Ohio police station takes a shocking turn. A man, fueled by frustration over a neighbor's alleged attempt to harm his family, erupts into erratic defiance, challenging officers and igniting a fiery confrontation that ends with handcuffs and a trip to the county jail. On January 5th, 2025 in Ohio, a man arrived at a police station with his mother and brother reporting that someone had attempted to kill them. The family's concern originated from an incident the previous night, where their neighbor allegedly struck their gas tank with a vehicle, causing a gas leak. They sought police assistance, frustrated that officers who responded to their home the previous evening had not adequately addressed the situation.
Bro, hey, stop touching me. Stop touching me. Stop touching me. Get away from me. Get away from me.
While waiting at the station, the man's behavior became erratic, drawing the officers' attention. When instructed to leave the premises, he refused, escalating the situation. An officer, identified as McDowell, badge number 1363, repeatedly directed him to exit. The man requested the officer's name and badge number, which were provided, but he continued to resist. A sergeant, badge number 1147, also instructed him to leave, noting that the station was funded by taxpayers. The man claimed he contributed to its funding and accused the officers of pushing him against the door, though they denied any physical contact.
Let's just take off.
Hey, wow.
Now you're going to jail.
That's fine. Right ahead. Can I have my shoe, please?
The situation worsened as the man repeatedly asserted that the officers were touching him and demanded they stop following him. He maintained he was on the sidewalk, which he considered public property, and requested to speak with a supervisor. The officers continued to urge him to leave the station's property. He mocked the officers, calling them immature, and questioned their actions. The officers warned that his continued cursing and non-compliance could result in disorderly conduct charges.
Make sure that I get my phone. We'll see you guys on 24 hours.
Actually, the docket's full there, smart guy. No, you're under arrest. You can come down to the police station and pick your phone up.
The man's family remained at the station, with his mother and brother described as cooperative, unlike his disruptive behavior. He requested that his phone and wallet be given to his mother, who was inside speaking with an officer at the front desk. He expressed frustration, stating that fulfilling his request was the least the officers could do, and emphasized he had no criminal record. The officers declined to immediately hand over his belongings, citing protocol, and informed him they would not contact his mother at that time.
Oh, you just closed the door on your officer. Nice job. Hey, yo, can you give my phone to my mom, please?
No.
Why not?
Because we're not calling your mom to...
No. I said, can you give it to her? She's in the police station. Can you give it to her in my wallet, please?
The man was escorted off the property but continued to argue, asserting he was on public property. The officers reiterated that he had been warned multiple times to leave. His mother explained that the family had driven to the station to address the unresolved issue from the previous night. She noted that the man had been upset by an officer's response inside the station, where he felt dismissed when told the officer was not present during the prior incident, though he had meant the police department collectively. The officers acknowledged the family's frustration, but maintained that the man's behavior, including yelling and cursing at an officer named Henkins, necessitated his removal.
Our neighbor pretty much tried to kill us last night, and nothing's been done.
Fire department. Where are you guys? I can talk to you if you want to talk to him.
Yeah, I can talk to him.
So the neighbor hit our gas tank.
Yeah, the neighbor hit our gas meter. Yeah.
Yep.
And we were told last night there's no proof.
The man was handcuffed and informed he was under arrest. He commented on the handcuffs, noting he could not run without falling, and again requested to speak with his mother to inform her he was being taken to the county jail. The officers prioritized processing his arrest. His mother provided further details, stating that the neighbor's boyfriend had threatened to damage their other vehicles, with messages on the man's phone supporting this claim. She mentioned a hit-and-run incident involving the neighbor the previous week, captured on camera, and noted that the neighbor had fled barefoot with a hammer, as reported by the gas company. The officers advised the family to submit video evidence or screenshots via a link suggesting it could support a hit-and-run charge.
Yeah, we gotta transfer you over to the wagon.
Okay, that's fine.
Take you over to the wagon.
This is all new for me. This is why.
What I'm gonna do is just put these handcuffs on, put mine on, and then take his off, okay?
That's fine. I'm not gonna go anywhere, so you ain't gotta worry about that.
Okay, no problem. Just hang tight.
I can't really run anywhere anyway in slides. And my.
The man was taken into custody and transported to the county jail. His mother received his phone and wallet, and the officers assured her that the evidence could be submitted to support their case. They acknowledged the family's difficult situation, but emphasized that the man's behavior at the station required his arrest. The officers noted that while he was technically on the sidewalk at one point, his repeated refusal to leave the property justified the charges.
Nobody's yelling at him, we're just telling him to leave, and he's telling us and all this other stuff. So, I mean, that's what he got arrested on.
Okay. Can I talk to him for a second, please? He said he wanted to talk to me. What did you need to talk to?
You have my phone. That's all I need.
The man was charged with disorderly conduct and criminal trespass, stemming from his yelling, cursing, and refusal to leave the station despite multiple warnings. The man claimed that the neighbor had struck their gas tank with a vehicle, causing a gas leak, and that the police had not taken sufficient action. He stated that the neighbor and her boyfriend attempted to move the car without informing them, potentially causing a spark that could have been fatal. He also reported that the neighbor had assaulted him and that her boyfriend had threatened to damage their other vehicles with evidence on his phone. A homeowner's worst nightmare comes to life when deputies respond to a burglary in progress call at a private trailer. Inside, they find Kyla Jean, a mysterious 19-year-old claiming she rented the space online to escape an abusive ex. As her story unravels against the homeowner's outrage, the scene teeters between deception and desperation. On April 15, 2025, deputies responded to a burglary in progress call at a private residence where they encountered an unidentified female inside a trailer. The following account details the incident as it unfolded.
How you doing?
I'm alright.
All right, good. Do you belong in here?
I'm supposed to be renting this out?
Oh, you're renting. Okay.
Deputies arrived at the scene after the homeowner Carolina reported an unauthorized person in her trailer. Upon entering, they found a 19-year-old woman who identified herself as Kyla Jean. When questioned, Kyla claimed she was renting the trailer, stating she had arranged it online through her boyfriend. She provided no documentation or identification to support her claim, explaining she had discarded her phone due to issues with an ex-boyfriend, who she described as having a lot of money and power. Kyla said she had been in the trailer for about 6 hours, having arrived by bus, and then been dropped off by a friend. She mentioned finding the trailer listed on Craigslist, but couldn't recall specific details about the listing.
You have her number?
No, I do not.
You have a phone?
I do have her information. I do not have a phone on me.
You have not?
As of right now. No, sir.
Okay. So you're not supposed to be renting this. They don't know who you are. So when
Hold
Yeah.
on.
hold on.
The deputies pressed Kyla for more information. particularly about her boyfriend, who she said had arranged the rental. She was evasive, refusing to provide his name or contact details, citing her upbringing and reluctance to involve him. She repeatedly mentioned feeling uncomfortable, particularly about not wearing proper clothing, as she was in a long shirt and requested to put on underwear. The deputies, noting she was adequately covered, instructed her to remain where she was while they investigated further.
The cleaners came,
Right.
and she didn't do much, but I just have belongings. I don't have much with me, but a purse and my bag, I was laying down and somewhere.
Carolina's cleaning lady, who had initially discovered Kyla, provided critical context. She explained that she regularly accessed the trailer, which was typically left unlocked with a house key inside for her use. On this occasion, she found the trailer open and Kyla inside. When questioned, Kyla handed over the house key, which the cleaning lady recognized as belonging to Carolina's home. The cleaning lady immediately contacted Carolina, who confirmed that no one was authorized to rent or occupy the trailer. Carolina and her husband, who arrived shortly after, were adamant they had never listed the trailer for rent, having purchased it for personal use around November of the previous year.
You're here cleaning this house?
Yeah, she's my friend.
Who?
The owner of the house.
What's her name?
Carolina.
Okay, because she said she's renting from Carolina.
No, she doesn't know Carolina. I just called my friend. She said, no, nobody's supposed to rent nothing.
Okay, so somebody used her name that she says she went on Craigslist to rent this trailer.
No.
The deputies confronted Kyla with this information, pointing out the discrepancy in her story. She insisted her boyfriend had arranged for her to stay there as a safe place to lay low while escaping her abusive ex-boyfriend. She claimed the key, labeled with phrases like "new home, new beginnings, new adventures," was left out for her, leading her to believe the trailer was available. However, she couldn't explain how she knew Carolina's name or the property's details, which raised suspicions of a possible scam.
Okay, so while you talk to him, let me get your boyfriend's information so I can verify everything you're telling me that he actually rented this for you, and you can give me the information on who he rented it from, okay? So that will help you out. So what is your boyfriend's name? What is your boyfriend's name?
I really don't want to give my boyfriend.
You Caroline?
Yes.
Okay.
Hi, Caroline.
I don't know you.
Carolina and her husband were visibly upset, emphasizing their concern for their 3 children who played in the area. They noted that Kyla had not only entered the trailer, but also the main house, where she admitted to taking ice cream from the freezer and possibly making waffles. This admission escalated the situation, as it indicated Kyla had accessed private property and taken items without permission.
Sold
I
anything?
don't do anything on Craigslist.
Okay, because somehow she got your information from Craigslist. So it sounds like, and this is kind of a common scam, when somebody has a piece of property and they'll rent it out, they'll get the proceeds from it, but unfortunately somebody's in your home. So right now she's telling us she came here because her boyfriend rented it for her to stay. The only thing that's inside there is her clothing. That's it.
Throughout the interaction, Kyla grew increasingly agitated, accusing the homeowners and deputies of engaging in black magic and witchcraft, and expressing distress over being recorded by Carolina. She maintained that she believed the trailer was legitimately rented for her, and that she only entered the house briefly to retrieve food. Deputies, however, noted that her refusal to provide verifiable details about her boyfriend or the rental process undermined her claims.
Next step is I'm about to put you in handcuffs if you don't listen to me.
Y'all want to do, sir, but at this point, I just want to put my panties on. So you're going to detain me naked?
Absolutely.
So that's pain and suffering?
No, that's your line.
No, that's a lawsuit, my love. Ow! Can I put panties on?
You have shorts?
Oh, Jesus.
After further discussion, the deputies determined that Kyla's actions constituted more than simple trespassing. They informed her that she would be issued a trespass warning, barring her from returning to the property, and allowed her to collect her belongings under supervision. However, as the investigation continued, they uncovered evidence that Kyla had entered the main house and consumed food, which shifted the situation.
Listen, let me tell you something. Ma'am.
Not like that, man, please. We're not doing that.
I want a picture of her because I want to make sure.
You have everything on camera, everything's on video. You understand that, right? So
I need a picture
I understand that,
because my kids play out here.
Okay, Caroline.
Wait, Corporal will talk to you. Yeah.
Ultimately, Kyla was arrested and charged with burglary and theft after admitting to taking food from inside the residence. The incident left the homeowners understandably shaken, as they grappled with the violation of their property and concerns about future security. The deputies advised Carolina and her husband to secure the trailer, keep keys in a safer location, and consider installing cameras to prevent similar incidents. They provided a case number for documentation and assured the family that the matter was being fully investigated. Though Kyla's refusal to provide details about her alleged boyfriend left some questions unanswered. A woman's birthday celebration turns into a heart-pounding ordeal when an intoxicated intruder storms her bedroom, waving a knife and shouting threats. As police arrive to sort through conflicting stories of drugs, betrayal, and a tenant's troubled past, the situation explodes into a chaotic arrest filled with resistance and accusations. On January 19, 2024, a chaotic incident unfolded at a residence involving a tenant, her boyfriend, and an alleged assailant. The tenant, a woman celebrating her birthday, placed a 911 call reporting a threat to her safety. She recounted the events to the police, describing a woman who entered her home and threatened her with a knife while she was on the phone with her sister.
Try to get into her boyfriend's vehicle, and that go to the vehicle right there.
Where?
Is that the police or?
That's us.
Huh?
That's us.
That's her?
That's us.
Oh, okay. I thought that was the
Who is
vehicle,
this
but the
person in
vehicle
the
looks
green?
just like that.
The tenant explained that she was in her bedroom speaking with her sister who had called to wish her a happy birthday. During the conversation, a woman entered the room, brandishing a pocket knife or box cutter in a threatening manner. The tenant described the woman as appearing intoxicated or under the influence, possibly drunk or high. The woman reportedly pushed open the bedroom door, shouting threats, including, "I'll kill you," while waving the blade. Alarmed, the tenant told her sister she would call her back and immediately contacted the police.
Hey, ma'am, do you know who that was?
Huh?
Do you know who this person was?
What?
Do you know who this was?
Do I know her address?
No, do you know who it was? Do you know her name?
I don't know her name. She's a crackhead. Well, she come buy freaking drugs from him.
Okay, she comes to your house to buy drugs from somebody?
No, she came to the house because he wanted her to clean up the house, but she was drunk and high.
As the situation escalated, the tenant followed the woman who was attempting to leave the house. The woman's boyfriend, who was outside, instructed her to get into his vehicle to avoid arrest. The tenant attempted to note the license plate number of the vehicle, but the boyfriend confronted her, yelling for her to stay away from his car. The tenant insisted that the woman should face consequences for attempting to attack her with a knife inside her home, emphasizing that the incident occurred while she was simply trying to enjoy her birthday.
What do you know after
Very blatant, argumentative, very. She's been here since when she moved in here. She moved in just for temporary spot because her sister stayed over here. She kicked out. She came over here. I said, well, I'll give you a place for temporary, but you cannot send your mail here because I know how people play. She snuck off and then she's got a cash out here. Now it's been on and off, constant thing.
When the police arrived, the tenant provided a description of the woman, stating she was approximately 4 foot 10 inches, dark brown skinned, skinny, of medium build, and in her early 50s. She claimed the woman was a frequent visitor to the house, allegedly to purchase drugs from her boyfriend, the homeowner. According to the tenant, her boyfriend had allowed the woman into the house to clean, but she arrived in an impaired state, leading to the confrontation.
Don't argue with her, don't even get into it with her at all because you already know she has mental issues. And the first thing you do, you argue with her about a mental person. What state did that put you in?
Okay. So, do you know the lady that came in that she's talking about? The crack lady?
No, that's my god sister Tiffany. She said she did something. Man, you see her, man, you can hear her voice that she don't have no heartbone in her body.
Is that who she?
The boyfriend, questioned separately by the police, provided a different perspective. He explained that the tenant had been staying at his home temporarily for about 2.5 months after being evicted from her sister's residence. He described her as someone with a history of causing trouble, including receiving mail at his address without permission, which he had explicitly forbidden. He noted that she had been involved in multiple incidents, including 4 or 5 disputes since moving in, and had a pattern of similar behavior elsewhere. He also mentioned a prior legal issue, referencing a no-contact order related to a felony battery charge, which had not yet been lifted by a judge.
She ain't supposed to be in my shit. I told her she could come in the living room. She ain't supposed to be in my room. She barged her way in my room.
Maybe get a lock with a key, so you can only get in there with a key.
That's the next idea from him. But she sweat. She kicked the fucking door in.
All right.
The door right now, you see the door is cracked.
All right. So
Take that one in.
just need you to tell me a little bit more.
And as soon as I get up in the shower, she's the fucking daughter, this and that. She's fucking. I said, why is you on my child? She's a child. Why would you be harming her, calling her up? I said, don't you know if you have a problem with her, you have a problem with me?
The boyfriend further clarified that the woman accused of wielding the knife was his godsister, Tiffany, who occasionally helped him clean the house. He denied the tenant's claims that Tiffany was a drug user, insisting she was not a crackhead and had no malicious intent. He admitted to letting Tiffany into the house before leaving to run an errand, unaware of the ensuing conflict. He also expressed frustration with the tenant, stating that she had been disrespectful, refused to pay rent or help with chores, and had even argued with his daughter. He suggested that the tenant's behavior stemmed from mental health issues, recounting an incident where she appeared to have a seizure-like episode, prompting him to assist her out of concern.
Acting like she said, my brain locking. We were riding down the interstate, come here, and she said, baby. I said, what's wrong with you? She said, my brain started locking. It's sort of like a seizure, so I'm not familiar with that, you know. And she started shaking and going like she was bite her tongue. So I took a glue pen, did the glue for the glue. I took that thing and stuck it out because you want to bite.
So
bite her tongue.
How long have you guys known each other?
The situation grew tense as the police attempted to detain the tenant for questioning. She resisted, refusing to comply with orders to place her hands behind her back. Officers warned her of potential consequences, including the use of a taser or pepper spray, but she continued to resist, shouting that she had done nothing wrong and was the one who called the police out of fear for her life. She repeatedly mentioned being on the phone with her sister during the alleged attack, insisting that she was the victim.
That's not right.
We're not. Listen to me. Listen to me. Miss Battle. Miss Battle. Do you want me to spray? Do you want me to spray? Put your. No, stop, kid. No, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. We're not doing this.
The police eventually restrained the tenant, placing her in a patrol car. They informed her boyfriend that she was being arrested for resisting an officer and violating a court order, specifically the no contact order still in effect. The boyfriend was surprised but acknowledged the ongoing issues with the tenant, noting that his daughter had warned him that the tenant was taking advantage of his kindness.
No, please don't listen to me. Please.
Put your hands behind your back.
I didn't do that thing.
Okay, I will explain everything to you. Just put your hands behind your back for me right now.
Just tase me, I don't care.
I'm gonna tase you.
The tenant maintained her innocence, claiming she feared for her life and had called the police for protection. She accused her boyfriend of allowing dangerous individuals into the home and dismissed his account, calling him unreliable. The incident, which began with a birthday call, ended with the tenant's arrest, leaving unresolved tensions and conflicting narratives between the parties involved. A routine shoplifting call at a Goodwill store escalates into a high-stakes struggle. A woman, caught slipping dresses into her purse, fights back against officers and loss prevention, her desperate resistance and cries of pain turning a simple theft into a dramatic showdown that lands her in cuffs. On June 10, 2023, police officers responded to a Goodwill store following reports of a woman shoplifting. The incident escalated into a tense confrontation, resulting in the suspect's arrest and multiple charges.
Stop.
Please don't grab me. Don't grab my pocketbook.
Let go of the purse.
Please?
Let go of the purse.
Please unhand me.
Let go of the purse.
Please unhand me. You're hurting me.
Listen to him. Stop. You're going to catch a felony charge. You keep fighting with me. You understand? Stop.
Upon arrival, officers encountered a woman suspected of stealing clothing. The loss prevention manager reported that the suspect had selected several items and entered a fitting room, later emerging without the items and leaving empty hangers behind, which raised suspicions of theft. The manager confronted her as she attempted to leave the store, leading to a physical altercation.
Stop. Stop. Stop.
Please. Please stop. Please.
Stop.
Please. Please. You're hurting me.
The situation intensified as officers attempted to detain the woman. She resisted, demanding that they not touch her or her purse and insisting they release her bag. She repeatedly expressed pain and fear, stating that the officers were hurting her and that she was scared. Despite warnings that her resistance could lead to additional charges, including a felony, she continued to struggle, pulling away and refusing to comply with commands to release her purse.
Come on, bring your knees to your stomach so we can stay
Let's go.
down.
Bring your knees to your stomach. Let's go.
1, 2, 3.
Scissors?
Yeah, just leave it off here. Go throw her in the car.
Sure can.
That way. Walk.
Officers eventually subdued her and placed her on the ground to secure her in handcuffs. One officer noted that her resistance was the cause of any discomfort, emphasizing that her actions escalated the situation. After restraining her, they stood her up and placed her in a patrol car to continue the investigation. The suspect, visibly shaken, continued to express distress, reiterating her fear and discomfort.
Go ahead and sit down in the car.
Have a seat. Up first.
Inside the car.
I can't get inside
Yes,
the
you can.
car.
The loss prevention manager provided further details, explaining that the suspect had entered the fitting room with multiple items, including dresses, and left without them, hanging empty hangers on the rack. Her purse was found to contain several unpaid items, though she had paid for one dress. The manager noted this was not her first incident, stating that she had previously stolen 2 dresses on an earlier visit and attempted to take 2 more this time. He apprehended her at the store's entrance, following protocol, and attempted to take a photo of her, which she tried to snatch from his hand. She also pushed against him in an attempt to leave, though she did not strike him.
I didn't move.
We'll talk about everything in just a second, okay? As long as you're not injured. That's what I wanted to make sure of, okay?
I heard.
Officers searched her purse, confirming the presence of stolen items. The suspect acknowledged having cash and a debit card, raising questions about her motive for stealing. When asked why she took the items, she claimed not to know and avoided answering questions about prior incidents. Officers read her Miranda rights, explaining that anything she said could be used against her in court. She hesitated, expressing uncertainty about speaking without a lawyer, and ultimately declined to provide a full statement, indicating that her willingness to answer depended on the questions asked.
Because you're in custody, I have to ask you some direct questions. I need to read you your rights, okay? You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. You understand each one of these rights as they've been presented? Yes. With these rights in mind, do you want to talk to me?
I don't know. It depends on what you ask me.
I'm going to ask you questions about what happened today, why I got called to the Goodwill.
The fire department was called as a precaution to check for injuries, as the suspect claimed an officer had pushed her into a table. She was unsure if she needed medical attention, and officers ensured she was evaluated. No serious injuries were reported, and she remained in custody.
You're an adult. You can make this decision. If it's a no, I won't ask you anything else. If it's a yes, then we'll have a conversation on why I'm here and why you're in handcuffs. I'm going to ask you one more time.
I'm not sure what to do, sir.
Do you want to talk to me knowing that you can have a lawyer present?
The investigation revealed a pattern of behavior. The loss prevention manager confirmed this was the suspect's second theft attempt at the store, with security footage showing her entering and leaving the fitting room with empty hangers. Officers noted that her resistance, including pulling away and refusing to surrender her purse, obstructed their investigation. She was informed that she would be trespassed from the entire shopping plaza, including Goodwill and nearby stores like Family Dollar, to prevent future incidents.
I have to complete my investigation. So, yes or no?
It depends on what you're going to ask me, sir.
About what happened today.
I don't know what I will or will not answer until I hear the question.
Okay, you can decide that, but you have to say yes or no for me to even ask you a question first. If I ask you a question you don't want to answer, you can tell me that you don't want to answer that. At any point, you can tell me I'm done talking. I don't want to talk to you anymore.
Throughout the encounter, the suspect maintained she was scared and did not intend to resist, asserting that she had not resisted. However, officers explained that her actions, pulling away, refusing to release her purse, and attempting to leave, constituted resistance. They clarified that while she did not strike anyone, her behavior met the criteria for resisting arrest without violence.
You have more than enough money to pay for those dresses.
I do, I know it.
You have cash and a debit card. So why did we go in the dressing room twice and take stuff off and put it in your purse and stash the empty hanger? What's going on? Have you done anything like this before?
Oh my God.
The officers handled the situation professionally, ensuring all her property, including the dress she paid for, was accounted for, while the stolen items were returned to the store. The suspect was transported to jail, and the case was documented with statements from the loss prevention manager and video evidence.
That's fine. I'm not going to ask any more questions. I'm going to just explain to you you're being charged with misdemeanor retail theft and resisting an officer without
The
violence.
suspect faced charges of misdemeanor retail theft for stealing the dresses, resisting an officer without violence due to her physical resistance during the arrest, and resisting a merchant for her actions against the loss prevention manager.
On July 8, 2021, police responded to an accident in which a nurse named Anna was reported to have hit a light post due to alcohol consumption. Her intention to attack an officer worsened the situation.
What exactly did you see? Was she behind the wheel and the car was running? Yeah, okay.
She ran, just really came railing.
She was turning in this way?
Uber gonna take her home?
Probably not.
Miss Anna, my name is Officer Martinez from West Palm Beach Police Department. How's it going today, ma'am? What happened? Explain to me what happened. How did we get here? Go ahead, step out the car. I don't know, you just got into an accident, so I don't know if anything's wrong with this, so come out, step with it. We're gonna step over here, we're gonna talk, okay? No, you're gonna come talk to me for a second over here, okay? Miss Anna, come out and talk for a second, right? No, come out and talk for a second, okay? Come on out here.
Upon confronting officers, Anna initially refused to obey orders to step out of the car and join the investigation. She pretended to be unaware of what was going on and requested to go home despite several warnings.
I'm not gonna ask you again, Miss Anna. Step out the car, and you're gonna talk to me over here, okay? Anna, step out the car. Like I said, you just got into an accident. I don't know what kind of... You ran into a sign, okay? A light post. Everything you say and everything you do is being audio and video recorded. This is your chance to prove to me that you're not under the influence of any alcohol or narcotic. Just want you to step out and speak to me over here so that, if all goes well, you may go home today, okay?
After a while, the suspect finally stepped out of the car and agreed to perform the sobriety test, which included the walk and turn and one-leg stand tests. The woman appeared to be quite cooperative, and it was the way she carried out the test that revealed her state.
Ma'am, put your hands down, please. Hands to your side. Feet together, hands to your side, like I explained to you in the directions. If you don't want to do these, just let me know, okay?
I am.
Okay, so then, do as I ask.
I had one dozen champagne.
Okay.
That's it.
Put your feet together, hands to your side, please. I need you to put your feet together and hands to your side. Your hands are not at your side. Like this. Thank you. Look at the pen. Next exercise I'm going to ask you to do is called the one-leg stand, okay? Go ahead, put your feet together, hands to your side. Do you have any issues with any of your feet? No joints, no ankle issues, no knees, nothing like that? So, what I'm asking you to do is take a foot of your choice, either your left or your right. You're going to raise it about 6 inches off the floor. You're going to put your feet together, your hands to your side, and you're going to point your toes straight. And you're going to count.
Have differences in balances, you know.
During the one-leg stand test, Anna failed to stand on one leg without support and was on the verge of falling several times. It was obvious that the suspect was under the influence.
I'm trying to explain the direction, but you're kind of interrupting me, okay? So, if you're going 1001, you put your foot down, put your foot right back up, 1002, 1003. Do you understand the directions as I explain them to you? Do you need me to repeat anything? Do you need me to repeat anything? Okay, whenever you're ready, begin. Whenever you're ready, Miss Anna. I already told you can begin.
But I'm not really balanced with that. Looks very big. Very big. Very big to begin with. I'm just very big, that's it. I'm not doing exercises.
It should be noted that Anna couldn't recite the English alphabet from A to Z, which is typically easy for an individual in a stable state of mind. However, the suspect claimed that, as she was not a native speaker, she couldn't do it properly.
Native English, okay? From Russia. I'm Russian.
Okay. Go ahead, put your feet together, hands to your side. Go ahead and the English alphabet from A to Z without rhyming. I'm asking you to do it, Shannon.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, whatever. You do it, please.
Alright. Alright, Miss Anna, the next task I'm going to ask you to do is go ahead and face your car for me.
Based on the evidence, officers decided to place Anna under arrest. The woman retaliated by kicking one of them, which was likely to be added to the charges.
I'm taking you to my car. Watch your step. No. You're under arrest right now. No, the cuffs aren't coming off. Which one's yours? The Explorer.
No,
Let's go.
No.
Anna, don't make this worse for yourself. Look at that. We're going to need plexiglass because she's going to step out of this. Alright, cool. You have plexiglass, Sarge? Where? Stop. Stop it.
The problem is your tolerance level is complicated. One plus one is one you should take.
Stop, Anna. Do not make this worse, okay?
Stop.
Do you have a property bag or something? Stop. Stop. Okay? Stop. Don't kick me.
We're not going to fight at the cops.
You understand?
Let's just put it in the car. Actually, you might better.
In the end, Anna was charged with battery on a law enforcement officer and DUI with property damage. However, after pleading not guilty, the battery charge was dropped, and the DUI was marked as not filed. And it would not be a good idea to assume goods in the convenience store to be free like this woman. On April 11, 2023, officers were dispatched to a convenience store in response to a woman who believed she was entitled to free food. It was the way the woman explained her rights that surprised everyone.
Y'all know I'm the boss of this.
I don't know what?
I'm 2239. This all mine. I created this.
What does that mean?
I'm Japanese.
Okay.
So y'all cannot touch me. Never please.
Did we take something
No,
from
yes, y'all took something from me. No, y'all took something from me.
Yeah.
Listen, y'all took something from me. I should not have to pay for my food that I created.
Oh yeah?
Just because I'm young, I'm Japanese. I made this. I'm not Chinese. So if y'all want to be for the Chinese, look. Yes. I won't.
Recently, she came in, she got food.
Before approaching the suspect, officers interviewed the store owner to gather relevant information. It was revealed that the woman deliberately consumed some food and drinks without paying, and evidence was clearly shown in the video footage.
I told her, repeatedly told her, and she said, you might as well call the cops. I ain't got any money. She walked out. She got some.
Oh yeah, so I've dealt with her a few times. You want to press charges?
Yeah, we want to press charges.
Okay. What's your first name?
Renald.
Do you have the approximate value of whatever
it was 1856.
1856.
Police quickly spotted the suspect and began questioning her. It was quite ridiculous to hear the woman explain her claim, referencing her Japanese identity and rambling about an imaginary entitlement to free food.
Tell y'all, my recipe.
You offered.
Don't
You're telling me.
No, I was not abusive for nothing. I ain't say nothing to y'all. Y'all at my counter.
Okay. I was in my car before this. I wasn't at a counter.
But your man keep calling you. But you keep popping up here, right?
I'm not really sure what that means.
No, you in Japanese land, bruh. Like, this shit make me sick.
Okay.
I need to go home. But y'all just thinking I owe y'all something I don't, real quick.
I didn't ask you for anything.
No, you is. This my food. What are you here for?
They said you took it.
I ain't put my hands on them. You know you signed a petition. Them are your kids. So what are your kids? I don't owe them no language.
Okay.
So do not come here if they only know your language. So if Alex Cheesy only know my language, I'm obligated to make sure that he's straight. Because that's my main prerogative. He and the rest of them not my main prerogatives. I don't have any dealing with them. That's your job.
The conversation continued in circles until the woman was asked to place what she had illegally taken from the store on the officer's squad car. Clarifications and warnings failed, so heavier legal action was initiated.
Yeah, I don't care what they wear.
You act like it. You act like you everybody, man. You like who you is.
But you can understand that, like, stealing's wrong, right?
How is it stealing when this?
What if I took your blanket? Would you like that?
Oh my God, that's what you been doing. This is mine. This is my food, bro. You ain't never been me no food, bro.
All right, do me a favor. Let's walk over here and we gotta put these items on the car.
Like, nobody ever did nothing for me, but you want to keep talking me up, bro?
Alright, so here's your, put your food here.
What
Do you
y'all
have anything
wanna
else
lock
on
me
you?
up? No, what you want to lock me
Okay,
up for?
let me just search you.
The woman was immediately placed under arrest, but her resistance and verbal obstruction made the process a bit complicated. Officers finally succeeded in keeping the suspect under control in the squad car.
Well, now we are.
No, you ain't. No, you ain't. You ain't going to jail. I promise you, Lucifer. She ain't going to jail, Jesus. You have to let her go, because you not going to be standing out here all night.
Walk on my truck.
Because she know that. All right. If I get her all her stuff back, Lucifer, because you dead ass wrong. She ain't did nothing to you. She don't owe you no food. She was like to you. Now you going to take her with you? Huh? Huh, Lucifer? You know she going to let you? And you ain't going to fuck. Because you want to fuck, bro.
Have a seat. Thank you.
The store owner was then asked to provide the video footage for further legal proceedings, while the woman was taken to jail and prepared to appear in court the following morning.
Yeah, he said if you can email it to him.
You guys have a box here, so you guys can actually watch our cameras. I don't know if they can get the footage.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That would be like our crime scene people. Okay. We're not going to do anything for a misdemeanor.
Gotcha. All right, yeah.
But she's going to get a trespass warrant?
We can do that.
Yeah, we need her trespass.
Okay.
Finally, the woman was charged with shoplifting. Since the stolen food and drinks were estimated to be worth around $18, she could potentially face a fine of up to $1,000 and up to 1 year in jail. Remember to keep an eye on your pet constantly, or your life may be put at risk sometime in your neighborhood. On September 28, 2024, in Ohio, police responded to a dispute between two neighbors. According to the victim, the woman involved in the altercation displayed a firearm during the confrontation.
I didn't call the police. I don't know. I don't want to talk. Her dog ran to my house. Ran through my whole house. Because when I talk, yes, somebody run up on me, I'm going to blow them back, yes. If I feel like I'm armed and danger, it will get like that.
Okay.
But I don't have nothing else to say to her.
I appreciate that. I'll talk to you then. Can you tell me what's going on?
I'm shy, but like I said, I told her don't walk up on my property. You don't got no business on my porch.
Who are you speaking of? This girl out here in the black and white dress?
She walked up here, then she banged on my door, trying to get in my door on the side. And stuff like that. I said, you're not coming to my house.
Do you know what's going on? Why she's
Over
over here?
her door, running through my whole house.
Her dog running through your
Yes.
house? Okay.
Look, I'm screaming, yeah, I don't know that dog. I don't touch that dog. I don't have a dog. Control your dog. Because if it bites one of my grandkids or me, I'm going to come and see you. You feel what I'm saying?
Upon arrival, officers immediately interviewed the suspect and her aunt for relevant information. It was revealed that the altercation began when the neighbor failed to control her dog, allowing it to run into the suspect's house.
Is this while the dog's still inside?
No, the dog was off the porch at this point.
Okay.
I mean, I don't deal with that girl. I don't deal with her.
Onto the porch and
Some days you say hi and goodbye, but control your dog. That ain't the only time you came up here on this porch. But I ain't never seen you run in my house.
That you're talking about the dogs. Okay.
You ran all through the whole.
And then, do you know why she came over here if the dog was already gone?
She came over here up on the porch and wanted to bite her. Because she told her about, you don't do that. Control your dog. Why would you let your dog run in my house?
Okay. So now I'm starting to understand what's going on. Okay.
It's disrespectful.
The investigation continued with the involved neighbor. She admitted fault for unintentionally allowing the animal to enter the suspect's house but added that she had already apologized. However, the suspect became so aggressive that she took out a firearm and started waving it during the argument.
Her kids coming over, kicking my door in. Her kids tried to kick my door in and writing on my sidewalk. It's, you know what I'm saying? It was an accident. I won't let it happen again. Okay. So then she's like, saying nothing like that. Your dog ran in the house. You don't even live here. You know what I'm saying? Get from me. She's always belligerent like that. She's constantly like, I'll shoot you. And the kids across the street had an ordeal, and she was telling them that she was going to shoot them over the summertime. It's always a problem when that girl is there. They do nothing but sit on the porch and drink. I literally apologized to the lady with her. I said it's an accident. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. My dog came out to use the bathroom or whatever. And then the skinny one grabbed a gun, and she started waving.
The video footage supported the victim's statement. It showed that they were engaged in a heated argument, with both sides extremely furious as they asserted their rights.
I'm right here all the time. With a gun! You got a gun! You got a gun at 738 all the time! No, wait, no. You ain't got a gun, no. You ain't got a gun, no. You got a gun! And you your ass dog fighting through it. You got a gun because you got a gun because your dog came to my empty house. That's not why you got a gun. You got a gun because I was about to beat your ass and you ran in the house. No, you. You ain't gonna know shit. I'm gonna know you. Try me. Catch these hands. Try me. You want a drink? I got a shot for you. You want a shot? You want a shot? You want a shot? You got a gun. You was a stripper. And you know an awful lot about you know an awful lot about me, baby. Go back in the house. You live in a project. I pay rent. And when you pay rent, you always here. You always here. Where you pay rent? Pay rent. Come out your house. Where? I'll pull up there. Where you pay rent at? Don't I pay rent? Where you pay rent? Don't I pay rent? Move. Get up. Move. No, no. No, no. We're not in that same outfit. You say that same outfit. Them Timu boots. Timu boots. Timu boots with a Timu shirt. With them fake ass diamond earrings. You cheat.
Based on the evidence, officers decided to arrest the suspect. While she showed no resistance, her aunt appeared quite surprised to see her niece being handcuffed and detained.
Is this your phone, man?
Yes. Can I call somebody real quick?
You want to take her?
Yeah,
we're going to
What
go right over to her. She's going to jail.
What you got to go to jail for?
Yeah, she's out here waving a gun, threatening to shoot people. And there's video of it.
She got to go to jail?
Your purse.
I'm asking.
Does any of that belong to you? In the day and age we live in the area in which you are, and all the gun violence.
What? Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Is this your daughter?
That's my niece.
Your niece? Does she live here with you?
She don't stay here. She live by herself.
Do you know where she put the firearm at?
Huh?
Do you know where she put the firearm?
I didn't see no fucking gun. And then for another, ain't no gun.
Okay, so hold on.
No, excuse
In
me.
the video, you're standing right next to her.
No, well,
and you're telling
I
her
don't
to
know
go
what
inside. It's pretty evident that you saw the firearm and you saw her with the firearm.
The investigation took an unexpected turn when officers asked the suspect and her aunt about the firearm. While the suspect repeatedly claimed that it was only a fake, her aunt refused to provide any information on the matter.
Okay, that's fine, but I didn't have. Y'all need a certain. Y'all, but we black, so y'all more up on us than on that white lady. When in all reality, that's where y'all need to be looking at.
Even if it was fake and it looked real, do you have that?
No.
You just said when we were walking down the steps that it was a fake gun.
No, I don't.
Say that?
I don't have anything. But I don't own a real gun at all. I don't own a real gun at all. I don't own a real gun at all. If that's not gonna get me out my cousin, it really don't matter. Like y'all accuse me of having a real gun, and I never had a gun at all.
You said it was a fake gun. So where's the fake gun?
I never had a gun. That was not today.
When was it?
I had the same outfit on last week, like the lady said. I never had this on today. Last Saturday, like she said, I had the same outfit on last Saturday.
That video that she has is from last
Saturday. That was from last Saturday. That's not a recent video.
Okay. All right, we'll figure that out.
Notably, the older woman requested that her niece be released. However, her request was flatly denied, and the detained niece continued accusing the neighbor in vain.
Go one more time and say that you saw the video.
You want me to look for it? That's what you said?
Would you come down here and mind talking to her again?
No, get out and look for it. Pick her up.
Okay. Would you like to come down and talk to her? Or would you be okay with us coming inside your house to help you look for her?
Okay, let her out.
She's not coming out of the car. No, she's under arrest. She can tell us where it's at, but if you convey to her that you did see the video, and to stop being silly.
I'm not paying no attention to her. I'm trying to break them up, period. It don't have nothing to do with
You're still failing to
that.
understand what we're trying to
Yeah,
accomplish.
but I don't have nothing to do with that. That's not me. I'm not going to put my hands on nothing like that.
Do you want to come down and talk to her real quick one more time? Tell her you saw the video and just give it up?
Come on.
Okay.
Why won't y'all go to the white girl house? If I'm saying go to the white girl house, why y'all keep insist on saying her house? The white girl got the shit. It's the white girl. Nobody had a gun but the white. Y'all worried about the wrong house. Y'all let her rock y'all to. Y'all let her rock y'all to sleep. But I'm gonna let y'all do your job.
The niece was charged with aggravated menacing, so she could possibly deal with a $1,000 fine and 6 months in jail. You may not believe, but this was how a woman attacked a family member due to lack of physical support. On July 21, 2024, police were dispatched to a house regarding a domestic dispute involving a couple and the woman's father. The pregnant woman's violent treatment of the elderly man, followed by her feigned innocence, left everyone shocked.
Casilla on Florida, John Mary,
What's going on?
Victor 7 Nora, John Mary, Victor 7 Nora, Sylvia Silver Jeep, on number of occupants.
She could come out and talk to you right now. She's got kind of physical, you know.
Okay.
She's someone, but she's someone that gets physical.
Okay.
So, like, I don't understand that whatsoever. And she's talking to you.
Hi.
Hey, that's all I want to say. Hey, you want to talk to me over here?
Yeah.
Central 118, 110,
No, I just want to talk to you. Because I've seen him first. Hey, she's on the thing. Alright. Man, you ain't got any weapons or anything on you, man? You don't have to check.
No,
Okay.
okay.
I know. Just make sure. So man, what's going on?
We were having a dispute, man, and she has no...
Upon arrival, officers immediately spoke with the husband for a brief interview. He revealed that the couple had been arguing over cleaning issues, during which the woman became so enraged that she locked him outside. When he managed to re-enter, he saw that her father was bleeding heavily.
Yeah. And I told her not to lock me again, you know?
Yeah.
I did, you know? And then, that's when I told her not to lock me up again, and I got to her face, which I did.
Yeah.
And then she felt threatened, which I understood, you know? And then I told her it's fine. And then she just got violent from there, you know?
Well, so, by violent, what do you mean?
Well, I mean, like, trying to push and punch, you know? And I try to hold her back, or, like, would hold her back. That's her dad right there. Okay. She got upset that she didn't call you guys, but he knows the situation. That's her dad. You know? That's her dad.
Yeah.
So.
And you all stay here?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't know what happened. She locked the door, and then I heard an owl. I opened the door, and then he was bleeding. So I'm guessing he hit her. You know, she hit him, or whatever.
The father corroborated the husband's statement, adding that his daughter punched him because she believed he didn't take her side during the argument. She even grabbed his phone to call the police.
My door, she wanted me to, that's a baby. She wanted me to call 911, so that's what I got.
So she broke in your room to pretty much wanted you to call 911?
Yeah, she said he's got my phone. He was trying to call his phone to find his phone.
Yeah.
And then she goes in there to grab my phone, and oh, thank you. And that's what this is, wrestling with the phone.
I got you.
I never gave up the phone.
I got you.
I put the phone back in my pocket. She was mad because she said I didn't defend her.
Yeah.
However, the suspect provided a completely different account. She claimed she had a quarrel with her husband, but alleged that she was pushed and choked aggressively. She said she had no choice but to run into her father's room to make a call.
Sorry, can I step over here? Because of your voice. I said, he had to get it to me, and he was going through the house searching for his phone. And I didn't have it. I don't know where it is. I still don't know where it is. And he walked out the door, and came back in, and did it again on the couch and choked me and told me to give it to him, give me his phone. And all I had to do was give him his phone and he would leave. And I told him, I don't know where your phone is, and if you do that again, I'm gonna... And then, I was looking around the house for his phone too because I just wanted him to leave because it was upsetting the kids.
I got you. So how did your dad get the cut on his?
I don't know, there was a scuffle when I was telling him this was rude.
The woman emphasized her claim of being choked several times while portraying herself as a victim. She accused her father of ignoring the ongoing argument, but it was apparent that she was the sole aggressor.
Okay.
Choked me against
2 hands,
face.
1 hand, right hand, left
I
hand.
think one.
Okay. All right.
But I don't want nothing done to him or my family. I just wanted it to stop. And I just couldn't believe that my dad was not calling you guys. Like, I did not understand because I was scared. It was like he was ignoring me. And I was like, why aren't you? Like, clearly it was out of control. Whatever the situation was way out of control. And I wanted to call because...
Okay. So I mean, here's the thing: we're getting 2 conflicting stories. Yours and his, and then yours and your father's as well. So both their stories are matching.
Well, that's what happened. I don't know what to tell you.
Okay.
And your child was with you when you were getting the phone from your dad?
As evidence was collected, officers decided to handcuff the woman and place her under arrest. However, she continued to maintain an air of innocence.
I did not hurt anyone.
Well, here's the thing. You know when you started banging on the door and fighting with your dad and your
I was not fighting with him. I was knocking on the door asking for help.
Okay, you already told us you were pushing each other back and forth, right? You had your child.
I
That's
got
child
pushed.
endangerment. No, that's not what you said.
I got pushed. I was reaching for the phone and I got pushed off.
You were all pushing each other. You have a child. You have a responsibility to protect that child.
You are right. That's why I'm waiting for you guys. You're right.
You have to do business like that.
So she's gonna check to make sure you haven't got any weapons or anything on you.
Yeah.
Am I being charged with child endangerment?
Do you have any drugs or narcotics or any legal items?
No. I
Do me
don't.
a favor. Take a picture of her neck.
I was just trying to protect my kids. That's all I wanted. I'm sorry.
We don't do that business while we're holding our kids.
I don't have my own.
I have
Let me.
it here.
All right.
You understand what
I
I'm
was
saying?
scared.
You hear what I'm saying?
I'll get my phone. I got it for me. All right.
Finally, the woman was charged with 1 count of battery on her fiancé, 1 count of battery on a person aged 65 or older, her father, and child endangerment for committing battery while holding her child. However, all charges were later dropped in court.
Welcome to Speed Bodycam channel, where we share police bodycam footage. We are a dedicated team focused on creating educational and engaging content about law enforcement. Using AI and advanced technology combined with editing skill, we carefully craft our own authentic videos. Our editing team worked hard to highlight the emotional and real-life challenge officers face every day. Through impactful storytelling, we bring this story to life and share important lessons to raise awareness about the need to respect and comply with law enforcement. Please note that the content we present is not intended to promote or glorify violence, nor to condemn any individual or organization. We share this video for educational purposes, reporting and encouraging compliance with law and law enforcement in your area. Additionally, our bodycam footage is edited for brevity and to comply with YouTube's community guidelines, focusing on journalistic integrity while bringing both entertainment and meaningful lessons. We appreciate YouTube for providing a wonderful platform to reach viewers and share valuable content worldwide. Our audience support is a huge motivation for us to continue producing meaningful content every day, and it means so much to us. Thank you for being a part of the Speed Bodycam community.
That's all for today's episode. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and share your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.